The US stock market has been trading moderately lower for the second day in a row. All major stock indexes closed in the red on Wednesday. Notably, despite a minor decline in the last 2 days, the market remains close to the highest levels of the year. Thus, a downward correction is on the horizon. The Beige Book, released yesterday, indicates that the US economy needs some measures to cool it down, for example, through tapering monetary stimulus. The final chapter of the Fed's survey underscores growing inflation in all countries. In half of the countries, consumer inflation is especially high. American manufacturers complain about soaring prices of metal, building materials, and logistics services. The S&P 500 remains at elevated levels. It's now trading at about 4,514 points. The nearest range is expected between 4,470 and 4,540. Importantly, the Fed survey released yesterday exposed a slowdown in the US economic growth in August. The central bank pinpoints a few reasons: a shortage of spare parts, the lack of labor force, and the coronavirus worries mainly account for the slowdown. Nevertheless, the labor market is quite healthy. Due to the lack of qualified workers and pay raises, American employers eased the pace of hiring. The number of first-time jobless claims went down last week. This figure is better than expected. That fits into the overall healthy picture. The US dollar is taking a pause after a 2-day rally. Today, its index is trading at near 92.70. Perhaps the ECB policy update will set the currency market in motion. Meanwhile, the index is likely to trade in the corridor of 92.40 to 93.00. The USD CAD pair has been growing for 3 days straight. The loonie cannot find support from high oil prices, which are approaching the strongest levels in the last 1.5 months. Investors anticipate that the Federal Reserve will tighten monetary policy soon. The USD CAD pair is trading at about 1.2720. Experts say the currency pair is set to trade in the corridor of 1.2650 to 1.2780. Bitcoin has been fluctuating at around $46,600 over the last 2 days. This level was seen the slump of September 7. Currently, analysts predicted the 2 main scenarios. Bitcoin could tumble as low as $41,000 or $42,000. Alternatively, the crypto bulls could snatch a victory, pushing the price again to $50,000 per token. Interestingly, despite uncertain market conditions, experts are poised to believe in a new bullish wave. Today, market participants focus on the ECB policy meeting. Apparently, the regulator will hardly introduce any changes today. However, the ECB has dropped enough hints that it's going to follow suit and begin discussing the timeline of scaling back monetary stimulus like the Federal Reserve does. The US Fed is widely expected to announce its plan on tapering bond purchases at the nearest policy meeting on September 22. And that's all for today. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you tomorrow.